Welcome back, guys. We are back and we're going to be talking about several things. Today, um, going through the stories in the news, one story stood out, and then another story happening in the States also stood out. So, we're going to be talking about what's going on in the UK and what's going on in the States with respect to Black people um, essentially claiming that they're being racialized. Now, does racism exist? It does. But I think a few things have been blown completely out of proportion. And now the blowback is happening. And the people, the race grifters, are going to simply use this to say, you see, there's racism. They're not learning the right lessons. They're not learning the right lessons. So Hickox and I are going to be wading through the very murky, smelly waters of race grifting. And
Yeah, it's not very good looking on my pop being a white man.
Yeah, so
Lynn's in the party.
Yoo-hoo! Lynn, good to see you. Good to see you. My soundboard software is acting up, so I don't have applause cued. My button is acting up, so we're going to just do this. Right? It's awesome to have you in the chat, Lynn. Lynn is amazing. Look, Lynn, when you're in your element and you're dropping those one-liners, I'm like, Lynn needs a podcast. she's so funny. All right, so thanks, Lynn, for jumping in the chat. And if you're watching, join us in the chat. Let's know what you think about these stories. So let's give you some background on this. First off, let's see. Jason Arday was a professor. I tried to get a quick dump on this, but I'll just give you the cliff notes. He's a professor who essentially earned his professorship in one of these fringe social sciences fields. And it turned out that after a few years of working as a professor at Cambridge, it was discovered that his dissertations, his journals, the things he submitted as his publications were mostly plagiarized. That simply means he stole the work or lifted the work from another academic, maybe someone who didn't have the platform he did to call him out, and that's how he got by until some reporters in the UK began to look into him because the claims that his publications were plagiarized kept coming back again and again. Now, one reporter begins to investigate and tries to interview him to get a reaction from him about these accusations. The next thing the reporter knows is that he's getting a call or calls from the police saying that they've received complaints that the reporter is harassing Jason Arday and that he would be arrested if he continues to harass Jason Arday. And I think the university equally threatened a lawsuit against the reporter if he proceeded with his investigation. Now, the reporter dropped the investigation, and then there was another academic who lives in Belgium, who got a call and was told about this situation. And then he decides, okay, he's going to look into this. He's going to use the professional tools that they have that determines whether someone actually plagiarized another person's work. He uses it on Jason Arday's publications, and voila, there was lots of evidence of plagiarism in there. Okay? And he breaks the story because he lives in Belgium. The school, Cambridge, can't prosecute him because he lives in Belgium. The police in the UK can't go over to Belgium to arrest him or to threaten him. So he breaks the story on his Substack, and that's how this entire thing went haywire. Now, it's all in the open, and then Jason Arday starts getting a lot of heat about other stories that he told. For example, he claimed that he ran for 3 miles. He ran 3 miles or 30 miles in 1 hour, or some crazy claim, and a few other claims that were just outlandish. And it turns out that people were like, "This guy is full of it. It seems like these are lies." And it turned out that these were lies. Now, I think early last week or late the week before last, he resigned from his post at Cambridge. It was widely announced, and the claim from the DEI woke crowd was racism. Okay, no one wants to allow a black man to get ahead. The black man you're referring to plagiarized his work. It's almost like cheating during an exam, and the exam is what earns you your role at the university. He cheated, and in a civilized world, when people cheat, they get penalized for cheating. You don't get a pass because of the color of your skin, and so he resigned. People complained, claimed it was racism, and a few days later, it was reported that he ended things permanently for himself. Now, while this was going on, I had this very slight, sneaky suspicion that something like this was going to happen, but I did not want to believe. There are things that cross your mind. I mean, you're listening. You think of something, it crosses your mind, and you just push it aside to say, no. It's your conspiracy brain, on steroids. I felt like this thing going on with this guy is going to wind up escalating to the point where he might hurt himself, because this is what he looks like. Okay, he's on the screen. This is what he looks like. Okay. He doesn't. They said he has a history of mental health problems. He braids his hair. He looks like a girl. He's very effeminate. And he claimed to have done a bunch of macho things. And the way he walks, okay, so let's take a look at this video, because this is before his demise. But here's the interview that they gave celebrating him, because he's a black man thriving in a white space, and they wanted to push him forward, and this is what we're trying to do, bring more black people in. But I would say this, but they don't do this for Tom Sowell. They hate Tom Sowell. Tom Sowell has been a professor in the highest institutes in the United States for over 50, 60 years. They hate him. Why? Ideology. So black professors aren't new. They only hate the black ones who don't toe the woke ideology. I digress. So here's Jason Arde, and when you watch him, his mannerisms and everything, you tell me if this guy had the capacity to undergo the kind of severe pressure that he was put through.
I'm Professor of Sociology of Education at the University of Cambridge.
3 years ago, Jason Arde became the youngest ever black professor appointed at Cambridge University, an 800-year-old institution.
Professor Jason Arde joins us now.
He was interviewed about the achievement on CBS News.
If I'm being absolutely candid and honest, not many teachers at school had any belief in me.
Now Arde has fallen from grace, accused of plagiarising some of his academic writing and lying about claims he ran 600 miles in 6 days to raise money for charity. The scandal's front-page news here in the UK, and the former Professor of Sociology of Education has now resigned, saying in a statement that it should not be mistaken for an acceptance of the narratives that have surrounded him. Cambridge University says it's launched an investigation. There are now questions about Arde's autobiography, scheduled to be published this month. Holly Williams, CBS News.
So, this guy doesn't strike me as someone who can stand up under immense pressure. He doesn't. He looks like someone who's had a lot of things handed him, and he from all of the accounts that I heard last week, he tends to tell a lot of lies. He lies to get what he wants, and he gets into this space where all the lies that he told caught up with him, and he couldn't take it. I had this sneaking suspicion that we were going to be having this conversation because of, like, I looked at him and I said, does this guy have the grit? Is like, look, Chris, you and I talk about, the woke left, and we talk about men, like we talked about grip strength. I think it was a few days ago or last week. I said that the testosterone, the T, even Lynn mentioned it one time. The testosterone in men on the left is so low. And it's a problem, because to be a man in this world, you need to be able to go through things and be able to hold up under those kinds of pressure, especially when it's pressure you created yourself. You need to take ownership, bear responsibility, and soldier on. But we heard that he ended things. Are we celebrating? No. Do you see posts on X saying good riddance? You don't see the right do stuff like that. But if this was a right winger who passed, there'll be dancing TikToks from the left. But I don't want to digress. So, Chris,
wait, where is Cambridge at? Is that in the UK?
It's in the UK.
So this guy, they found him dead in his home, right? It's the exact same thing as the lady for the right wing party in the UK that was found bludgeoned in her home.
Yeah.
We're not saying anything about this guy, but yet the left was cheering that the lady was killed.
And you don't see any of that going. Now, what does the left do after his passing? Self-inflicted passing. We're not celebrating it. We're not trying to insinuate anything. We're simply saying we're making an observation. Okay?
And honestly, I looked into his the story about him, right?
Yeah.
Just because I like to cross my T's and dot my I's. And honestly, there is a chance, a very small chance, that it could have been intentional suicide, right? The only thing that I came across on that was he didn't want to see all of his work blow up in front of him, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, that is like the last thing on my mind that could have happened. What I'm thinking is it was unintentional.
Okay.
It could have been something as simple as he was eating and choking on his food. Upset about something and started drinking. Drugs are another thing, but he honestly doesn't look like he does too much of hardcore drugs. It could have been prescription medication, right?
Now, can you do a quick search at your end? I'm trying to pull up info on this report at my end, but I can't seem to get past. I don't know what's going on with Grok today.
What is it about his cause of death? Or
well, like cause of death. Is there
there's
any
nothing yet.
police reports?
The only thing though is he was found deceased within his home. They tried to provide life-saving support, but it was to no avail. And so far, they have found nothing of. Oh, let me see. What was the exact term here? Was not to believe us suspicious, meaning nothing stating that somebody else did it to him. But yeah, the coroner report is still not out, so we're still in the dark on that. But
Oh,
honestly,
well,
yeah.
but the left have decided who the culprit is. The left have decided that that racism
Oh
is the
yeah,
culprit.
yeah, of course. Racism and
So
transphobia.
yeah, so they are trying to. So this is going on right now in the UK. All right, hundreds of people have gathered to accuse racism of being the reason why the man ended things. And the question I'm asking is this: how is racism the cause?
It's because he called it out as racism. He was a black trans guy, so immediately it was going to be racism or transphobia or something. Whenever his work got called out for plagiarism, apparently the work that he had put in was had information pulled from research that was done in like 2009, and you're not allowed to do that in any type of academic. And whenever it got called out, he got defensive and started saying that it was racism, that they're trying to take his credits for his work.
Yeah, well, an independent journalist, the actually it's the guy who lives in Belgium did his own independent test on his publications using a software that is the industry standard for detecting plagiarism, and it flagged his publications. It wasn't an issue of race. It was an issue of him. Okay, so it's like what goes on in the United States when you have a large population of black people raiding stores and breaking things and destroying things, and then someone jumps out to say it's racism when the police show up and begin to arrest all these black children or black kids. It's not racism. It's called law enforcement, for crying out loud.
Yeah, so here you go. The allegations of plagiarism. Concerns arose regarding Arde's 2015 PhD's desertion from Liverpool John Moores University. Analysis indicated over 100 passages closely resembling an earlier 2009 desertion by Paula, I don't know how to say that, Paula Myers from Brunel University. Additional scrutiny highlighted overlaps in his public articles with sections similar to prior works by other authors, occasionally quoting research subjects in ways that appear derived from earlier studies.
Yeah.
The Times Higher Education Investigation initially prepared a story highlighting potential plagiarism, but it was suppressed after Arde engaged defamation lawyers, claiming the allegation would harm his reputation.
So it wasn't that it was true. He was like, don't talk about this because it's going to harm my reputation when people find out that I actually did it.
Exactly.
And the left is learning all the wrong lessons from this. It's not about racism. It's about competence. It's about people being held to a high standard. If you want to rise to the highest positions in academia, then you have to do the work. If you haven't done the work and you're found out, okay, simply apologize. Look, if he apologized and said, okay, I'm going to resign and I apologize for this, and he moves on, he gets a redemption arc. Do you understand? He gets a redemption arc because in truth, most of the articles and media attention was going to Cambridge, because Cambridge were the ones who elevated him. They knew about all of that. They knew about the plagiarism because they threatened to sue journalists who were going to blow the story open, wide open. Lynn says there's that is a lot of people gathered. I wish many cared about the innocent people butchered by illegals. It's not part of the narrative that they support. It's like what we said earlier. You have black prestigious black professors who have been teaching for decades, like Tom Sowell. Okay, Tom Sowell is 96 this year. I think 96 or 97. And the left hates this guy. They hate him. Meanwhile, he is probably the most intelligent professor I've listened to in a long time. Lynn says, not saying people shouldn't gather for someone, but when you see this compared to innocent people killed, it seems so crazy. Look, it is allowed, it is fine for people to gather and say, oh my goodness, it is so sad he ended things. But when you see people gather and the narrative is racism kills, nothing about accountability, nothing about how people who are going through mental health struggles should be helped, nothing about any of that. The narrative right now is this was all about racism and the white man is evil. So we need to look, they are desperate. The way it looks, they are desperately trying to instigate another summer of love. Like this was a George Floyd moment. And why is it that the left keeps protesting and
Uh-oh.
I don't know, just out there.
Hey, just let you know, you froze up there for a good second. Your internet took a hit.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, so, well, let's just move on. Let's move on. So, guys, let's know your thoughts in the chat, okay? There's a lot of reactions, all right? There's a lot of reactions. Now, this looks, I don't know if this is AI. I'm not going to even look at it. I'm moving on. Now, you have the likes of Ibram X. Kendi. Ibram X. Kendi is one of the race grifters in academia who writes everything is racist, whites are racist, black people were, we was kings, and all of that nonsense. And he writes this, he says the media lynched Jason Arde because the media reported on the truth. And he says the media lynched Jason Arde, but thank God for community notes that says to lynch means when an angry crowd or mob kills a person without a legal trial or lawful justice, usually by hanging them from a rope. The tragic death of Jason Arde has been reported as a suicide following his resignation over allegations of plagiarism and data fraud. So you're like the grifters on the left are trying to push the racism narrative. He was lynched. Now we're going to move over to the other story that we looked into because it's connected. Every time something fringe happens, these race grifters try to they do their best to try to tie it into racism. It has to do with race. Somehow it was all about race. The man cheated, was caught. He couldn't handle it. He ended things. Oh my God, it's about racism. It's about transphobia. Now, this is a okay, so I'm going to read these two posts, all right? Andrew Doyle says, the case of Jason Arde reminds us that when identity politics takes precedence over academic standards, universities cease to fulfill their purpose. And Gadsad says Jason Arde is the poster child of what happens when the cancer of diversity, inclusion, and equity become the driving ethos of academia. He is as educated and as talented as my dirty socks, and allegedly a fraud and a liar, but his skin color supersedes all else. Now, this was written before he ended things. This was August 3rd. So before the internet explodes and says, how dare you say this about someone who just, no, this was before he ended things. let's see, and allegedly a fraud and a liar, but his skin color supersedes all else. I have screamed about this in academia for decades, but most of my colleagues have the courage of a castrated antelope. So they sit quietly whilst our edifices of reason and excellence are destroyed.
Honestly, so my stance on colleges and whatnot, right, is
Yeah.
one, it is the biggest scam of the world, right?
Yeah.
The only reason I say this is because there's only I think the percentage was 27 to 41% of college students that graduate get get the career that they studied for,
Yeah.
right? Majority of them, I honestly think about it like this. What's it called? The racial classes that they have, diversity classes, right?
Yeah.
No, it's gender diversity in college, right? Isn't it? Well, let me see.
Critical race theory.
Critical race theory, and I think it's a gender ideology in college. Where are you going to put that on a resume? Where are you going to actually implement that into a work field? Unless you're like HR, right? It doesn't make sense. Honestly, a lot of these students that go there, right? They are going to be in debt for the rest of their lives. And then they want everybody else to pay for it because they went and got an education. Go ahead.
I wouldn't call that an education. I'm sorry. There's I struggle with calling what I see going on in the world today in academia and education, because when you engage with some of these people and try to engage in a conversation with them, it's almost like facts don't exist. Like when you bring facts, it's almost like you brought a dirty smell into the room, and that is not someone who's educated. Okay, that's what we used to read about when the missionaries would visit countries that didn't have any technological sophistication or advancement, where they believed that the moon was a spirit being that showed them light, at night, and they believed that the sun was a thing to be worshipped. Like, that's the kind of intelligence that that you meet when you begin to talk to some of these people who went to a university, but they will tell you that they thoroughly believe that certain things that are out of the pale of reality happen. And if you say it doesn't happen, then you're a bigot. All right. I'm speaking, those of you who know, you know. I'm speaking, I'm trying to test YouTube. I'm testing YouTube. So that's why I'm doing that. So when you talk to people who believe that facts don't matter, when you talk to people who went to college and then you show them evidence that Donald Trump isn't a racist. Look at all the evidence. Look at this video. Look at the other thing. And they can still turn around and ignore all the evidence and tell you how disappointed they are in you because you support President Trump. You're not dealing with someone who's educated. So I'm sorry. You might be listening to this and you think that Trump is a racist and he's a danger to the world, and me saying this is slapping you in the face. Yes, it is, because you need to wake up. When you are presented with facts, then you work with the facts. You argue with facts, not with feelings, not with emotions, and not with myths. Okay, look at Miss Rachel. Now we're going to pivot from Miss Rachel to the video that you sent me so that we can, get into that one as well, because we can literally spend all day talking about Jason Arde, because there's a lot of content out there, essentially talking about it and dissecting what happened and how this could have been handled. But Miss Rachel is someone that a lot of parents let into their homes during the pandemic, and a couple of years following, she is still a big deal in a lot of homes. And if she stuck to singing and dancing and nursery rhymes and some of the original songs she and her husband wrote,
Wait a
we
minute, was
went
she
down.
the one that was doing like the kids videos?
Yes, she's the one.
Oh,
So recently, about a year or two ago, I found out that she was essentially becoming a social justice warrior for the left. So she would talk about everything from gender ideology to race to everything. Like, she's like the poster child. So whenever they have these conferences and rallies, okay, they tend to invite her because they want to they want to show the young people or the kids, the babies, that if Miss Rachel hates Donald Trump, you should hate Donald Trump too. So she's a leftist. And look, she can have her convictions. Do I hate Miss Rachel? I don't. But do we play her videos for my son? He moved on to watching Marvel cartoons and Hulk and Spider-Man, so he's outgrown her. So that's good. All right, he's done what,
real boy.
yeah, he's done what real boys do. They move away from sissy stuff. Okay, so for a while he loved watching her videos when he was maybe 2 or 3 years old. No, 2 years old. He was 2 when that was the Miss Rachel phase, and then he's outgrown it so quickly. Now here she is talking about the passing of Jason Arday, and then she does what all the race grifters have been doing. She's connecting it to Nolan Wells, the lynchings, they call the suicides that have been discovered over the last few weeks lynchings. People who hung themselves, they're calling them lynchings now because Black people don't know how to hang themselves. They are not intelligent enough to hang themselves. Okay, so we're going to watch this and then we'll pivot over to that other video you sent over. So here's Miss Rachel.
Please listen to the Black community. Black people don't hang themselves from trees. There's been at least 7 Black people found hanging from trees. Please listen to the Black community.
Yeah, so Black people don't know how to use ropes to hang themselves. They're so inept that even if they wanted to do that, they don't know what a tree looks like. They don't know how to do it. So Black people don't hang themselves from trees.
Apparently Black people just don't kill themselves.
All right, so I'm gonna get that video up, and then we're not gonna watch the whole thing, but we'll just have a conversation. Guys, you're watching. What do you think?
Yeah, it's more of pointing. It'll show it like in the beginning of the video, where people are trying to say, "Oh, this is what's going on," and then the police chief will actually come out and say, "This is what happened." Right?
Yeah.
They have video evidence, the video of it, right?
Yeah.
So they know exactly what happened, and yeah, that doesn't matter.
Right. So guys, brace yourselves. The race grifters are coming.
We need to have a serious conversation today. They found another Black man hanging from a tree in Raleigh, North Carolina. As of right now, he's unidentified. The police are trying to say that it's a self-unaliving, and that no further investigation needs to be done.
Our investigation confirms.
Oh, and is a black sheriff, Black police chief.
He's a white supremacist.
No. He's an Uncle Tom.
No, they call him white supremacists now because they're siding with the white people.
So he should have said that it was inconclusive or that. Anyway, let's keep going. Lynn says when they do these changes with words such as lynchings, fascists, racist, etc., it totally takes away from those words. Now they don't mean anything at all. But that's the point, Lynn. That's the point. Sometimes we think that the idea is, they want to destroy words because they want to twist them to something else. It's not the twisting that's the problem. It is the destruction of these words so that you don't have the words to say danger anymore. For example, you call a good man a Nazi, it means you can't use that word against them because what they're trying to do is Nazism. It's socialism. They changed communism to socialism, so you can't use it against them. And then when you say no, socialism is, and the sad thing is that they just ran into the Nazi net because Nazi means National Socialist Party. That's what it means in English. So these guys, they don't. Yes, they're trying to change words, but it's unfortunate that most people, especially on the left, aren't catching on. That is why, again, I question the education that most of them have received. Let's keep listening.
Oh, hold on. Make sure to pay attention to this part with the officer, because apparently everybody goes deaf at this part.
Yeah.
Raleigh, North Carolina. As of right now, he's unidentified. The police are trying to say that it's a self.
He's been identified
and no further investigation
because his mom said something.
Our investigation confirms that this is a suicide. The mother of the young man has asked me to share with you his correct age, which was 32 years of age, and that he has struggled with mental health issues in the past.
His mom.
On Saturday, August 15th at 1:32 p.m., this young man was observed on City of Raleigh traffic cameras walking along on Dawson Street near Martin Street in the area where this incident occurred. At 1:59 p.m., video shows the young man carrying an electrical cord walking towards the tree by himself. Between 2:06 p.m. and 2:07 p.m., video captures the actual incident taking place. So
it's on video.
He probably didn't even realize that there was a camera around and caught him. It caught him.
So the police have confirmed that the reason why they have concluded that this was a suicide was because he was caught on camera doing it. And you won't believe what all of these black race grifters started saying.
No one else is seen in the area when this incident occurred. Based upon the evidence collected and reviewed to date, investigators have found no evidence indicating that another person caused or contributed to the young man's death, and no evidence of a criminal act has been identified. Our investigation confirms that this is a suicide.
Anyone with pattern recognition can see exactly what's happening. The authorities are trying to treat this case as business as usual by sweeping it under the rug. This summer, we had over 22 unalivings.
Hold on, question real quick.
The Nolan Wells story.
Why is he talking like that? And
he's reading
like that?
So he's reading a transcript. He's reading a transcript, and the video has been sped up.
Well, I mean, like he has no facial emotions.
That's what I'm saying. He's reading a transcript. These are like, he's simply parroting what he needs to say to get clicks and views.
Oh yeah.
Do you understand? Like,
No, I honestly can't understand because I don't hold up to the grift like that. I'm not going out here and trying to say things just to be able to get clicks.
I know
that you're not either, but jeez.
No, like there's something going on out there. And yesterday, I think it was yesterday, we talked about the grift on the right, with people on the right who claim that they are conservatives, but they really aren't. And for you to be able to twist your soul to the point where you say things you don't believe, and you reject facts because you're trying to sell a product to a certain crowd that wants to hear this. If I want to grow my channel, Lynn and I have run that experiment, and I think that was before you joined the channel. I would literally say, watch the view count, and I would begin to rant. and the views will start going up.
Oh God,
yeah,
a black
like,
man is getting angry.
You know, the views would like Lynn is watching. Like she was actually like the views are going up. I said, yeah. And I decided I'm not going to play. Yeah, look, yeah. So she's confirmed. So if you guys are thinking that I'm blowing smoke, Lynn was there several times. Like there was this arc that we went through where we would just, we would play that game and just say, okay, I'm ranting, let's go. And then the views would just go up. And I decided I like my blood pressure being calm. And
I was about to say we need you to pull out the old Nigerian.
Oh no!
Go crazy!
Oh no! No, see, but you see, the point is I wasn't even Nigerian enough for Nigerians. I wasn't. So even doing that,
wait a minute,
like,
hang on. You got to clarify on that one because I've got to know this backstory.
Oh no. I'm not Nigerian enough for Nigerians. One time I was doing a piece where during the election cycle, where President Trump said they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, and then there was this furor of, oh, he's racist, he's accusing black people of eating cats and dogs. And I said, I lived in Nigeria, and one time I went to the market and there were dogs in cages. And they weren't pets. They were food. There's a tribe in Nigeria that eats dogs. So they catch stray dogs, put them in cages, take them to the market, and then you roll up and you say, how much for that one? They tell you, and then they slaughter the dog in front of you, chop it up, put it in a bag for you, and then you go home. Literally. I said that on a video, and my God, one random Nigerian jumps into the comment section and begins to tear into me, and I'm like, clearly, it's either you don't know, and that means you're one of the wealthy Nigerians who maybe has never lived in Nigeria, and you think that I'm just trying to smear black people. Or you know the truth and you're ashamed of it and you're attacking me because I'm exposing it. It's true that that certain black people or black tribes eat dogs, So I'm not Nigerian enough for a bunch of these guys, and I don't care. I don't care. I would rather tell the truth than pretend, and I would rather speak in my regular tone and bore a ton of people who just want to come online and be excited. They want someone who can hype them up and get them to feel something instead of getting informed and educated. So I figured, look, I'm not going to do that. It takes too much energy to pretend, and I would finish those live streams where I'm like trying to ride the algorithm, and I'll be exhausted because it's not me, But I kid you not, and I picked that up from you, Chris. I kid you not.
I kid you not.
The last stream that we had that was 3 hours. I finished from that stream, and I had energy. I was excited, and that happens when you're not pretending or you're not carrying extra mental loads of trying to live out a lie that you don't believe. Like, it's too much drama. So
well,
yeah,
hold on,
so
let me add in. So whenever you said you was not Nigerian enough for Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
This might be racist, but I figured that you was not as skinny as the other guys.
Really?
Because what was it? There's videos right now on YouTube, I kid you not, where you've got these different body style Africans, right?
Yeah.
You've got one that's like a giant, another one that's a midget, and then you've got one that he's average height, but he's black as coal and lathered up in oil. Like, I'm not even kidding you. He is glistening in the sunlight. And I'm like, dude, who waxed you? Okay.
Oh no. Look, dude. They're like we have the different flavors. Okay. We have different flavors. So, sometimes I walk by some black people and they are black. I'm like,
yeah, there was I seen what was it, a comedy skit, right? Where a guy was from Africa, right? He came over to the United States and he met some black Americans, right? And they're like, yeah, nah, we're not black, you're black. The difference between you and midnight is 11:59. You look like you're up underneath the bed. I'm like, all right.
No, look. I'm not black enough. I'm not Nigerian enough. So I'm an outsider. Okay, and clearly I'm not white. So I'm just an outsider, just calling balls and stripes. Lynn says that she spilled that she just had a gallon of tea spill inside the fridge. She'll be listening while she cleans out the entire fridge and the flooded. Oh my goodness, so sorry about that. It's gonna take a while.
Hey,
so
that's a crime down here in Georgia. You spilling tea? Well, hang on, wait a minute. I have to ask: is it sweet tea or unsweetened? Because if it's unsweetened, good. If it's sweetened, that's a crime.
well, she has her hands full. I'm not sure she can respond yet because it must be a mess. So sorry about that, Lynn. All right, so let's keep.
But
listening
hang on,
to,
I actually
to
have
this.
one more story I want to tell you.
Yeah, go.
So
on.
when growing up, we had a family friend. His name was Gary, right?
Yeah.
He's a big black guy. He stood over 6 foot, and I'd have to say pushing 260, 275 weight, right?
Yeah.
We love this man. He always come over to the house. I almost guarantee that he had a thing for my mother. But my mom didn't have a thing for him. But he still came around. He'd bring home chicken. He'd bring home shrimp. We'd have a cookout, right?
Yeah.
Love the man. The problem with him though is we had to have our porch light on all the time just to see if he was coming. I'm not even kidding you. All you would see was his eyes and his teeth because he had the biggest smile in the world. Oh, I love that man. Then when we moved up here to Georgia, we lost track of him, right? I went back down to Florida and I started working at a construction company. I kid you not. I showed up to work one day and I see this man sitting on a tailgate and I'm like, he looks familiar. And I walk up to him. I said, I think I know you. He says, yeah, I know you. I know who you are. How's your grandma? I said, Gary. He said, it's me. I'm like, damn. He's like, I ain't seen you since you was like 12 years old. I said, yeah, and I've got a child of my own now.
Wow.
Honestly, I'll tell you, that was the best and worst day of my life for being able to see him. It was the worst for the simple fact we was on a construction crew. He had gotten older. He had gotten gray.
Yeah.
He had gotten slower, right?
Yeah.
He was what we called part of the labor crew. They were the day hires.
Yeah.
And the daggum boss made me go and fire him because I knew him.
Oh, come on.
I'm not even kidding you.
No, that's low.
Yeah. But I did find out that he did get into the family. He married one of my cousins, so heck yeah.
Okay. Oh man.
By the way, Gary, if you're watching me out there, I see you. I love you.
Oh boy. All right. So, how much of this? So he's reading a teleprompter. He's reading, and most of these guys basically get a script and they just read it. I don't know how many of them believe any of the things they say, but if they do, they have a huge problem.
They believe it with their soul.
No. Like I would not say anything that I didn't truly believe. I would not. It's, and for me, and I believe that actors literally have to break their soul to become actors, to pretend to be someone else.
Situation.
Oh, talking about the tea?
Yeah, it's sweet tea. So
Yeah,
that's a very
sweet tea.
sticky situation there.
Yeah, sorry about that, Lynn. We miss you. We're rooting for you, but man, that's sad. A whole gallon of sweet tea. So
yeah, especially in the fridge, and it's gonna get everywhere.
Yeah. So she has to turn off the fridge, pull out all the trays, pull out all the food. That's
no, you don't have to turn off the fridge to clean it out like that.
Well, I would. I don't take any chances if I'm going to do any of that with something wet. Turn off the power just to be safe.
I got you.
Yeah, just to be safe. I am paranoid. Like, for safety, I'm like, nah. I've gotten shocked so many times. Electrical wiring in Nigeria is awful. So you get shocked, you get shocked routinely. Then there are no standards, or there are standards, but they just threw away the rule books. So yeah. So let's keep going.
Most attention. We need to seriously consider, if officials aren't investigating these cases, what can we do to keep ourselves safe? We need to start implementing the buddy system while we're out too. Sharing your location with at least one person that's not with you is going to be super important too. If the powers that be aren't going to try to keep us safe, then we need to keep each other safe. You're living through another G-side of the Black community, and nothing's being done, and the media is not talking about it. Even on these apps, if you use certain words, your video is going to get suppressed. It is of the utmost important if you see videos like this one on this app or any others, and you need to be sharing them, because there's safety in knowledge and there's safety in numbers. Knowledge is power. We simply can't ignore the fact that we all have a huge target on our backs, men, women, and children alike. As always, I love you guys. I'll talk to you next time, and peace.
So according to this guy, I have a huge target on my back. Let's keep going.
Never forget, this is why we say Black Lives Matter, because when something happens to us, we're the only ones that are usually talking about it.
Hold on. Black Lives Matter only whenever they think that a white person did it, or it's a race issue?
Look, look, I'm exhausted. Okay, I'm exhausted with all the race grifting. I'm exhausted. Like, the Nolan Wells story is still out there, and I haven't gone into it because
I've already dug deep into that, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel like I know what the outcome is going to be. All right, they're going to find out that that the results of the autopsy still hold up. His friends who have now been dragged through the mud, their families are now being threatened by random Black people. They have threatened to sue Nolan Wells'
Yeah, I think 11
family.
arrests have already occurred due to threatening.
And then they threatened to sue Nolan Wells' family, sue Al Sharpton, sue the other race grifting lawyer, Crump. Is that his name? Crump?
Crump, yeah.
Crump. They've threatened to sue everyone up the wazoo. I'm all for it, because this was meant to be a time to mourn and to just think, oh, how could this have happened? Not making insinuations that his friends had a hand in murdering him. So
yeah, it doesn't make sense for that simple fact. What the way that they initiated it, right, is they basically said Nolan Wells got on a boat with these white boys and went out to a deserted island. No, they actually went out to a very populated island with very little trees on it. So there's not really like a barrier there.
Yeah.
So nowhere really to hide. Then the fact that they came back with Nolan Wells' cell phone. But guess what? They went out with like 30 people, and there was other Black people on the boat.
They conveniently left that piece of information out, just like with the what's the Carmelo Anthony situation where they claimed that it was a white jury. Meanwhile, Tony!
Ka-ching!
Ka-ching! Good to see you. Good to see you.
But
So
yeah,
they claim...
so with that, right? It's honestly ridiculous. They tried to say that. Well, actually, no. They wasn't just trying to say that like Carmelo Anthony was self-defense. No, they were praising him for killing a white kid. It's ridiculous. And with the situation with Nolan Wells, I kid you not, right? His mother didn't even come and pick up his cell phone from his friend's house. You know who did?
Crump?
No, the other black boy that was on the boat went to go and pick up his own cell phone and picked up Nolan's as well to take it back to his mama.
Jeez.
So they're not going to tell you all that. They leave out all of this crucial information just to be like, here's a crumb. I'm keeping the cracker.
Now, let's try to work a miracle, Hickox. Let's try and work a miracle and actually do a 1 hour stream.
All right, so let's stop right here where we're at then. Play the video I've got because it is one that is very crucial.
Okay,
and it's only it's a minute long.
Awesome. Go for it.
Black History Month you find ridiculous. Why? You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on. What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? Well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Not talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
What a concept. Just stop talking about race. I told you that story from, what I had to deal with my wife and everything, and what I told her about that thing. I like that, like what I'm referring to, I can't say openly because politics, okay? It involves some local politics here. But white people have been told that it's illegal for them to gather together and do their own thing. We covered the Orania story the other day. And with all of the emphasis on Black History Month, Black spaces, Black people in leadership, Black. It is building up to the point where white people are beginning to react. Like they're beginning to react, either verbally or in other ways, to say, okay, so if you guys want your own spaces, that's totally fine. Now we want our own spaces, because white people are beginning to react in that way. We want our own spaces. And the Black people who say we want our own spaces are turning around to say, no, you can't have your own space because it's racist for you to have your own space.
Well, see, this is the way that we're doing it around here. Honestly, it's small, but it's growing fast. Basically, if you're going around calling everybody racist, then you're not welcome. Your business is not welcome. Your money is not welcome. We're not going to deal with the disrespect.
Yes.
That's how it goes.
I think that there has to be a hard no. Like, people have to start saying a hard no to the insanity. Tony, come on. I want to stay monetized.
Well, we just hit our 1 hour mark.
We just hit the 1 hour mark. Is there anything else to say about this insanity, Chris? Just
there's plenty, but if we do, it's going to turn into a 6-hour stream because I got a lot to rant about it.
Well, go ahead and rant. Go ahead and rant. Like I don't want to shut it down. I'm just like saying if there's anything else that, or if we've said everything we need to say about this, then we can shut down. But if there's some more that we can say, go ahead. I'm not.
Well, it's more of the simple fact that, again, like I live down in South Georgia, right? This is supposed to be the racist area, the highly racist area, right?
Yeah.
We're a part of the Bible Belts as well. I'm on here having a conversation with you, right?
Yep.
Your channel, you're in control, but you opened your arms up to me, and I've opened everything up for you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like my neighbor that's right across the street. I think he's like one of like 2 or 3 families in the whole neighborhood that are black. Hey, guess what? I'm gonna be again, I'm at home, right? He goes off to work or whatnot. I'm gonna be able to watch his house, my neighbor's houses, everybody else's, make sure that they're safe, right?
Yeah.
Because that's just me. Something goes on, he's like, I go over to knock on the door. Hey, bud. Actually, not too long ago, took him over a bag of okra that I had grew. We don't really eat okra. I was growing it so my kids could learn. He's like, hey, appreciate it, right?
Yeah.
But what was it? I think it was like 2 days ago. He actually came and knocked on my door for the first time. He's like, hey man, I hate to ask, but my battery died on my truck. Can you give me a jump off? I didn't have my truck, so we tried to use my wife's car. It didn't have enough power, but he was like, hey, I'm not gonna tell you no.
Yeah.
We live around each other. We respect one another. Why can't that be everywhere? Because I'll tell you right now, right? I feel safer walking around here. But if I go downtown to a place called Oak Street, which has the police department sitting on the same street, I'm not going to be safe. Whenever I was in my teenage years, I rode a bicycle around town right after moving here.
Yeah.
Just to get a feel of the place. I got chased off the street by the hood, right?
Yeah.
I got chased off the street. I'm like, what the heck's going on? And the police department's right there. That's just how it goes. I'm like,
yeah.
Why? What was I doing? I was literally riding a bicycle around. I wasn't trying to break into anything, cause any type of trouble. No, I got.
Lynn had to chime in. She said, "I know. Did you see all those? Did you see all those down Florida people be racist and vote for a black man who will probably win in November? What racists?" And
yeah,
America
exactly.
And America is systemically racist. People talk about systemic racism, and I said this to my wife when we talked about it. I said, look. Everyone gravitates to people who look like them. Everyone does. When black people do it, you say it's like you're trying to find people who look like you because it makes you feel comfortable. When white people do it, you say it's racist. I said that makes no sense. And the way these conversations have been happening has to change. You can't insist that someone else who is doing exactly what you're doing to make yourself feel comfortable is bad. It's good for you, but not for them. America is systemically racist. White spaces are uncomfortable for black people. Black people have to get that virus out of their brains. Like they do. Okay, I understand perfectly because I live in a predominantly white state. Like, I drove my first few days here. I went to the Walmart that was close to where we were staying. Got into Walmart, and I think I was the only black man in the entire area. And I was walking by, and there's this little kid in his stroller looking at me like an alien just walked into Walmart. I could feel his eyes just all over me, like, who's this? You know, I know that feeling. Does it mean that 1-year-old child is racist? No, you just look different. In Nigeria, everyone is black. Most people are black, but when you see the occasional white person, they stand out. I get it.
Yeah,
White
honestly,
people
all
looking
right.
at
So
you,
whenever I was
is it
working at the
racist?
Dollar General, right? I live around Southern folk. This is how we all speak around here, right?
Yeah.
I had a British family come in. I'll tell you right now, I was like a puppy dog following them around, just listening.
Yeah.
I'm like, please keep talking, because I haven't heard that. All right, especially not in real life.
Yeah.
And I still remember to this day, they were looking for the as seen on TV instant ramen microwave bowls, right?
Mm.
And I was like, I know where that's at. So yeah, I'm literally helping them out hand and foot just so I could keep listening. So yeah, I can understand that. Same story as whenever I got to see the interaction with the African gentleman walking into the store. Right, he had on regular clothes, but there was a local black person in the store wearing African garb.
Yeah.
And well, this African man walked up and says, "Where are you from, brother?" He's like, "Oh, I'm from here." He's like, "Then why are you wearing my country's colors?" I'm like, "Well, I'm African American." He's like, "No. You American. You're not African. Take off my colors." Oh, I'm rolling around on the floor laughing.
You know, let's see. Lynn says, my niece. Okay, Chris, you read it.
Let's see. My niece was 3 years old when she saw her first black man at the store. She looked at my mom and said, "Look, Grandma, he is so beautiful." 21 years later, and she has a biracial baby. Beautiful, right? Kids don't see color until the parents point it out.
Yeah.
Or unless somebody else points it out. It's the exact same way with the whole trans issue. They don't think of anything about being boy or girl, right? They just like whatever they're doing. I wanted to be a ninja as a kid. Does that mean I'm going to be a ninja? No, but I was running up trees and climbing trees. I had energy. I was a kid. Doesn't make sense. Whenever I was younger, I kid you not, and some people may understand this. Florida heat, right? During the summertime, we didn't have AC. We had box fans. I would go to my grandmother and she would give me one of her long nightgowns that breathed really well. Guess what? That's what I slept in. It wasn't that I was trying to be a girl. No, I was trying to be comfortable. All right.
Oh, when I was 2 or 3 years old, my mom was having her hair braided or plaited. And I sat and I said, I want to have my hair plaited. And do you know what they did? They worked on my hair. They just had little tufts all over. Did I wake up the next day and say that I was a girl? No.
Nah, look, I got a hairstyle.
You know, and do you know what I did? Okay, right after they plaited my hair, I went in. Someone went in and got my my elder sister's old school uniform, a dress, and put it on me. just to finish just to complete the picture. But you know, it's crazy, okay, watching the world ignore the evidence, the evidence that racism has been dealt with largely. There are millions and millions of interracial families out there. Millions of them. Millions. And yet, people still want every one of us to believe that racism is still this big, bad beast. It has to be a big, bad beast for them because that's how they get paid. If racism goes away, they stop earning. They stop making money.
I had to put this on here, right? So the thing with Nolan Wells, going out with white friends, right?
Yeah.
That was my buddy Tim. He had never been saltwater fishing, and I still curse him to this day on this. he liked fishing, but we're landlocked around here except for the rivers. So he would go down to the river or fish ponds or whatnot. So like, hey, you want to go saltwater fishing with me? I'm making a plan to go to the beach. He said, yeah. So what do? I packed up everything. He didn't really have to bring anything. I packed it all up, coolers, fish poles, all of that. I went and picked him up from his house. We would drive all the way to Brunswick. On the way there, he said the one thing that I hated the most. Man, I hope I catch a shark. What do you see we're holding?
A shark.
All we caught all day was shark pups. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I was holding, I think that one was a bonnet head. Looks like he might be holding either a bonnet or a hammerhead. But yeah, literally, that right there is considered a threat now because a black guy went with a white guy doing apparently white guy shit.
Yeah. Or if they can't get you on, oh, you're taking him somewhere dangerous and you're helping him, they're like, oh, that white guy has the white savior complex. Jeez.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see. And I know I'm putting him out here, but he has his own little YouTube channel. I don't know if he's continued doing stuff. We've lost touch for quite some time, but I have these pictures because we were like brothers. We went to high school together. We lost track afterwards. We ended up catching back up, working out at the prison, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah. We was like, hey, man, how's it been? Well, we're both in a shitty job right now. Right? And I had made it a point that every weekend that I had off, I would make a chance to go fishing, right? That's my time to cool down. I would take the kids out there. They could play on the beach. I can go fishing. It's cool off area. So, and I seen that he was having some hard time with his family and stuff like that. I was like, hey, bro, you want to come fishing with me? He said, yeah. And of course, again, shark. So, but that's my thing is trying to incorporate everybody, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently that's a bad thing. But if you exclude, then that's a bad thing.
I look, I'm over it, and I think that there are other reasonable people on both sides: black, whites, red, Asian, green. If there's any green person out there, okay, so let's not exclude you. We're all Oscar. Yeah, so like we're done with all that insanity. We're done with that insanity. I'm glad. Like, do you know that most of the people that I've connected with on this channel, most have actually been white.
Yeah.
Most. Like, and I don't see color. I don't. And the sad thing is that a majority of the people who hate on the channel are black.
Well, my thing, all right, so what actually got me interested in watching your channel, and I'm going to be legit about this.
Yeah.
Was for one, I thought that you was living in America, but you immigrant, right?
Yeah.
Doing it all legal. I'm like, yes, this is exactly what we need. Basically, you would be the poster child.
Yeah.
And then you're speaking about things that are going on within the political. I'm like, holy crap, he gets it. So I'm like, yes, we need to expand on this more. And getting to know you, I'm like, ah, crap, he's in Canada. Damn, I feel bad for him.
well, who knows? Okay, look, guys. Okay, so I'm about to offend a handful of my fans. Okay, in about 9 or 10 years, all right, my daughter should be able to put in some paperwork to, to have me and her mom move over to the States because she'll be an adult. She's an anchor baby. Okay. I've said it many times. And I say to people, I say, look, I agree with the reaction that President Trump has had about the whole birthright citizenship thing because it has been abused. Mm-hmm. It's been abused. There's no country on the planet that has had the kind of levity with allowing people to come in and have children and leave and walk away with citizenship for their kids. Like, there's some of that happening here in Canada. I have my youngest is Canadian. He was born here. And a couple of months after he was born, he gets a passport, So it's fine. It's good. But when you have people who hate your way of life, who hate the principles that made your country into the destination that everyone wants to be at. You can have these retarded influencers or retarded people on TikTok saying how, the West isn't as beautiful as the Middle East. Then what are you doing here? Leave. Just leave. Okay, go somewhere else and do those stupid TikToks. Prove to us that the West is as bad as you say. Leave. Yeah. But no, they won't, because they know in their heart of hearts that they have it a lot better being in the United States and doing that insanity. My question is, so why are you adding to the narrative that will destroy the beautiful thing that you have? It's beautiful to be able to say whatever you like and not have somebody knocking at your door at odd hours to threaten you or even to end your life. It happens in the third world regularly. It's beautiful to be able to have freedom of speech, freedom of expression. If you want to have 15,000 genders, go right ahead, but just don't insist that I buy into it. If I don't buy into it, don't call me names. Don't attack me. Don't attack my family. Don't dox me. Don't throw things at my car. Don't write things on my wall. Do you while I do me. But no, they don't want that. And that's the thing that just grinds my gears regularly. It's like, why? Like, why?
It's because they want you to... Yeah, you can have some popcorn. They want you to conform to their entire worldview so they could burn yours down.
Yeah. Yeah. The existence of my worldview shows that their worldview is insane.
Oh, it's and also insanity. With your kids and everything like that?
Yeah.
Where you differ at? Yeah, I still don't agree with the whole anchor baby thing.
Yeah.
However, what you and your wife are doing has not become a burden on the system. Whereas most of these people, like down here in the United States, I kid you not, they're illegal immigrants. They're getting food stamps. They're getting cash deposited into their accounts. Right? They're literally giving a debit card to be able to and a monthly allowance. Right? They're allowed to be able to go and get loans for cars and houses without anything prior because the government says that they're fine.
They are a protected class, and the protected class is breeding like rabbits.
Yeah.
While the citizens, the actual sons of the soil, can't even afford daycare. Look, I'm angry about this because I experienced something similar in Nigeria, where you have people who come from other countries, the States, Europe, and you know what? You can have someone who isn't as experienced as I am or skilled as I am, but because of the color of their skin, they get the job. In my own country, So, so,
Actually,
so,
you know what? Let me add something onto it because you're gonna love this, right?
yeah.
I actually got offered a job, but I won't be able to take it just because, like you said, with childcare, right?
Yeah.
A landscaping job offered $18 an hour for just 4 days of work a week because 50 plus 50 plus Hispanics that they had hired haven't shown back up to work.
Wow.
Guess what? Instead of paying those Hispanics like $4 or $5, they're now having to hire Americans, and because they the wage is based on how the economy is going,
Yeah.
they now are offering $18 with a valid driver's license. It's like 14 with no driver's license. I'm like, I would love to, but I can't.
Hmm.
There's absolutely no way.
Yeah.
You know, childcare around here will eat you. You're
Yeah.
talking, I think what is it? It's nearly like $700 to $1,000 a week per child.
What?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. So what's better? Me to go find a job at $18 an hour or be able to sit home with the kids?
Yeah, and save way more.
Yeah, especially since I got 5 kids. There is no way I'm paying out $5,000. Nah.
Yeah.
And that's just for a week? Nah. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, guys, we talked about like this topic is really like it's I'm really sensitive to this because when people talk about racism and so on, a lot of times the hypocrisy surrounding the conversation bothers me. It bothers me personally. I don't think I am not sensitive to racism, even though I know it's out there. I may have been the target of racism, but I don't let it bother me because I know that there are more people out there who aren't racist than there are who are trying very hard to be racist. So I know that. But these stories are really important because I think more Black people have to speak up and shame and silence the liars who are trying to make it appear that there's racism under every tree. Lynn says, okay, you read that. Yeah,
I
want you to read it.
understand that. I had 2 kids, and at the end of the week, I still owed the daycare an additional $13 plus my entire check. Only did that a few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. The daycare around here is an absolute joke.
Yeah.
Not unless you would save money getting a live-in nanny, basically.
Yeah.
We need to do some Mary Poppins around here.
Yeah.
But one thing about the whole race issue, right, is I honestly don't care about your skin color. I care about your personality, how you uphold yourself. Even for a white guy, right? If I see a white guy out there acting like a degenerate, I'm gonna be looking at him like I do a piece of trash on the sidewalk. Why the hell are you acting like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that you're better than that. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna throw out here something. I had a situation the other day. I was in the kitchen getting me something to drink. My wife hears a knock on our door, and she goes out there, and well, of course I follow her, and there's this person standing out there, and I'm trying to figure out who it is. I'm looking at my wife like, "Who's this?" Right? No, without saying it. I didn't recognize the person. I honestly thought it was somebody my wife knew. It wasn't until they spoke that I realized it was my sister. Listen, my sister has gotten into all kinds of trouble with drugs and everything else like that.
Wow.
I've been cut her off. She showed up at my house, apparently looking for photos. right? I had
Yeah.
already given those to our mother. But the simple fact is the only way I recognized it was her
Wow.
was from her voice. As soon as I realized who she was, I told her that I told her honestly, she looked like shit.
Mm.
I was not going to be kind about it. I was not going to be giving sympathy. I told her I was so disappointed in her that I live out in the county, yet I was getting stories of her from in the city.
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah, no. I finally told her, make this the last time you come to my house. I don't have time for that nonsense. I'm not going to deal with it, and I'll treat anybody else that way. If you're going to destroy your life, you're not going to destroy me and my own.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. If that's the way you want to choose, go off and lay in a ditch somewhere. I don't care. I don't have sympathy for those that want to sit on the sidewalk and smoke crack, do dope, all of that.
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't got time for it. And that goes for any race, all right? I don't care. But if you come up to me and talk to me like I'm a man, be regardless of whatever you are, right? Because you got the whole alphabet nowadays. But still, talk to me like I'm a man. That's respect.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give it back until you disrespect me, and then I'll have no respect for you. Simple as that.
All right, guys, this is an amazing way to end the show. Okay. And I'm going to say we're going to be back tomorrow, same time tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern. This was a great show, even though, the topic is very sore and raw, but the things that were said needed to be said. Let's know your thoughts in the comments section. If you are watching this after the fact, let's know what you think about everything we said. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Love you guys. Lynn, hope you finalize cleaning the fridge. Tony, great to see you in the chat. And everyone else who's lurking and not chatting, we see you. We love you, praying for you, and we'll catch you tomorrow. All right, bye. God bless you.